Great words there from Lucky Dube and Baban. I hope you enjoyed that number. Different colors just for you. On Gold FM, only the classic hits. Louise with you on the Center Show. Well, thank you so much for the sweet company. This is Alana Miles, one of my favorites, and Black Velvet for you. Hi there. Join me on the Center Show every weekday from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. for the best sounds on Gold FM, only the classic hits.
In this bulletin, opposition MP Biman Prasad apologizes to the Speaker for a media statement where he questions her impartiality. Land deposited in the land bank can be withdrawn by landowners. And 400 cows culled for TB, but government task force yet to finalize a study of the outbreak of the disease. Good evening, I'm Jackie Spate, and this is FBC News. Opposition MP Biman Prasad has apologized to the Speaker of the House, Dr. Chico Luveni, for making a statement in the media questioning the impartiality of the Speaker. An urgent Business Committee meeting was held today before the Parliament sitting to discuss the issue. Ritika Pratap reports.
The motion to apologize to the Speaker was brought by the Attorney General Ayaz Sayed Kayum, saying there is a need to uphold the integrity and the sanctity of the office of the Speaker. However, the motion was withdrawn after Prasad apologized to the Speaker during the Business Committee meeting. The letter was written by Prasad to Dr. Chico Luveni regarding the appointment of the Public Accounts Committee Chair, and he questioned her impartiality.
The Speaker is in a special position. Being the embodiment of Parliament, reflections upon the Speaker's character or conduct directly attack the very institution of Parliament itself. This unfortunate incident of comments made to the media about the Speaker cannot be condoned. This was the purpose of the motion.
Opposition leader Rotemu Mukepa says the matter is now resolved.
Apology that was made by Honorable Biman Prasad was made to the Speaker in terms of some of the reports that came through the media. So that has been done and the matter resolved.
No comments, and my budget reply address is tomorrow.
Meanwhile, Rotemu says Prasad is the most capable person to chair the Public Accounts Committee.
Because he's the best person in the House to look at the accounts, particularly when it goes back several years, and they are now ready to do that, and they'll be sitting straight after the budget responses from the various members.
The Speaker has reminded all parliamentarians that they must at all times protect the Parliament and its integrity. Ritika Pratap, FBC News.
Landowners will need to meet certain criteria if they want to withdraw land deposited in the land bank. The Lands Minister Mereseni Vuniwanga says land can be withdrawn as spelt out in the land use regulations. Savara Tamboa has more.
We will now move on to oral question number 2 from the Honourable Ndola Kiverata.
The government's initiative of a land bank has been the subject of a question in Parliament today. Opposition member Joseph Ndola Kiverata had asked whether landowners could withdraw their land from the land bank if they wanted to use it for economic activities or for their own sustenance.
Yes, land that has been deposited into the land bank can be withdrawn. That's allowed under Regulation 6 of the Land Use Regulations. It requires the trustees of the land owning unit to make the request formally in writing. It also requires that at least 5 years has passed since the depositing of the land in the land bank. That, Madam Speaker, is basically the timeline that is given to the land bank to get investors for land that is given, deposited in the land bank. The third condition is that the land is currently not leased to anybody. And the fourth one is that the land is not likely to be leased in the 1 year immediately after the request for cessation of designation is made.
79 parcels of land deposited in the land bank. 26 have been leased. Puniwanga says the remaining parcels of land will need input like surveying and developing. The government has allocated 2.5 million in the 2015 budget to facilitate this. Sabera Tambua, FBC News.
Attorney General Said Qayyum says the government has earmarked a number of companies where its shares will be divested. These companies include Airports Fiji Limited, the Fiji Ports Corporation, the Fiji Electricity Authority, the Fiji National Provident Fund and Government Printery.
Government is not going to sell shares or sell off assets or sell off real estate simply at a whim. We are looking at the best possible partners with the view to ensuring that we get greater efficiency, that government does not dabble into commercial areas that do not require dabbling into.
He made the comments in response to a question raised by opposition MP Moses Mbulitavu in Parliament today. More than 400 cows have been affected by tuberculosis. According to government MP and dairy farmer Biman Singh, this results in a loss of milk production estimated at more than 2,000 litres per day. However, the minister responsible for agriculture, Inyese Ratu, says the special task force assigned to look into the issue is still finalising its report. Maggie Boyle has more.
The number of cows with tuberculosis and the severity of the outbreak are being investigated, according to the Ministry of Agriculture.
We need to assess the extent of the prevalence of the disease at this stage, and that is the priority one, because we need to provide facts to government, and that will rely on the information that the task force will gather for us.
The government MP and dairy farmer Biman Singh says the issue is dire.
More than 400 cows has been affected for TB, and I was there on Saturday. And one of the largest farm, Singh's Dairy, got 186 cows been affected.
Singh says the effect of the TB outbreak is severe.
There will be a huge gap because of the volume, and will be a sudden drop. It's a nosedive. We expect about 2,000 litres per day, a drop.
Ratu, on the other hand, says he'll only rely on the information that the task force presents to him. Cattle TB can be spread through unpasteurized milk, and people working with infected animals should take care. But the two MPs agree the general public is safe. Maggie Boyle, FBC News.
Coming up, Singatoka murder suspect wants private lawyer.
It's now 6 o'clock right here on Big Breakfast, Today FM, today's hit music.
Hey, I'm Pauline.
And I'm Alan. Tune in to The Breakfast Show on Today FM with Pauline and I every weekday morning.
From 6 a.m. to 9 a.m.
Right here on Today FM, today's hit music.
Today FM, today's hit music.
Welcome back. This is FBC News. Fijians have been advised to report retailers currently charging for the new import duty on luxury items. The government has introduced a 32% duty effective from 1st January. However, as Akusita Tale reports, some retailers have already increased their prices.
Perfumes, cosmetics, shaving and shave preparations, cameras, sunglasses, watches are some luxury items that have been imposed a 32% duty. This will come in effect after Parliament passes the budget. However, Finance Minister Said Qayyum confirmed on FBCTV's For the Record last night, some businesses have already increased prices on these goods.
Yes, we have had complaints, and in fact it has been something that has been, year in, year out. And we are now seriously considering the new year to bring about some new legislation. It obviously is very hard to control or monitor, more to the point. Hard to monitor. It costs millions of dollars or at least hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Said Qayyum says this is illegal as duty should only be increased when it comes into effect next year.
For example, a importer of a watch or watch brand has brought it in prior to this announcement being made. And they are selling it at, say $500. They brought it at 0% duty. Now, obviously, the 32% that will now be applicable on that watch will be applicable on not that existing stock, because that's already been imported, but on any new stock coming in.
Customers are advised to report on any such activity where duties have been imposed on these goods before the effective date, and businesses have been advised to be honest.
But we find that some shops, what they do is immediately when it's announced, they put the 32% on top of that $500 for a watch that they had brought in at 0% duty. So that's basically a culture of dishonesty that does exist among some of the business houses, and they should not be doing that.
The government is expected to introduce new laws and legislation on tariffs next year to solve this problem. Akusita Talei, FBC News.
A 33-year-old man who allegedly beat an Australian woman to death in Singatoka last month has requested for a private lawyer. Lloyd Richard Senikal Dava appeared in the Lautoka High Court today, where his right to counsel was explained to him. Dava had asked for legal aid representation when he appeared in the Nandi Magistrates Court on November 17th. He is charged with the murder in the death of Tracy Ann O'Brien Moore of Victoria, Australia, on November 7th at Vunavutu village. The case was adjourned to January 14th. Dava was remanded in custody and is yet to make a plea. In another murder case, a 23-year-old man has been further remanded in custody by the Lautoka High Court for allegedly murdering a van driver. Suliasi Nasara has been charged with 1 count of murder and 2 counts of theft. He has asked for legal aid assistance. Nasara allegedly murdered 30-year-old Nitin Kumar on November 16th. Kumar's body was found the following day in a taxi driver's compound at Naikambula in Lautoka. Nasara's case has been adjourned to January 14th. 34 new cases of HIV and AIDS have been recorded from the beginning of the first 9 months of the year, and the Ministry of Health has revealed that it is expecting more cases as figures are still being collected for the last quarter of the year. The latest statistics have been revealed as Fiji joins the global community to commemorate World AIDS Day today. Sakyu Sanaivor reports.
Families, friends and supporters rallied together to march through the city of Suva in support of work that is being done to address HIV/AIDS. A regional advocate against HIV/AIDS, President Ratu Epeli Neletakau, says there is a need for Fijians to be aware of the virus.
World AIDS Day is important as it reminds the public, like you and me, and government, that HIV has not gone away. There is still a vital need to raise money, increase awareness, fight prejudice against stigma and discrimination, and improve education on the epidemic.
Closing the gap is the global theme for the day, and the challenge is to raise awareness about zero discrimination, zero infection and zero death related to HIV. Chairman of the organizing committee, Sebuloni Ratu, says it is important to work together to reduce the spread of HIV/AIDS.
This is a national commemoration, focusing on the theme of AIDS we lose, which is a call for commitment that together government, civil society and other players, if we work together, we can win the battle against the HIV and AIDS.
27-year-old Benjamin Christopher has been living with HIV/AIDS for 2 years.
Actually, when the doctor told me that I was living with HIV, I said, really? Okay. It was not until after 3 weeks from then I started feeling psychologically affected by what was being told to me. Life was sort of being shut out from my face, thinking that I could not do what I wanted to do in life, thinking that life has ended there. But then again, I sat back, rethink of myself and move on.
Although there is a reduction in the number of infections globally, the same cannot be said about Fiji. With the new cases reported in the first 9 months of the year, that has taken the total number of confirmed cases to 578. Sakyu Sanebua, FBC News.
The annual Project Bulamai charity fashion show known as Style Fiji will finalise later this week how much they have managed to fundraise after Saturday's event. Organisers had set a target to raise $100,000. Christopher Chand reports.
This is the 4th consecutive year for Style Fiji, fundraising for an important cause This year's event is going to assist the St. John Association.
So the effort to assist St. John's in having a permanent place in Nandi is indeed noble. I have no doubt that the services provided by St. John's will benefit the entire community within and around Nandi.
Project Bulamai will assist St. John's set up in Nandi and will also help them buy a brand new ambulance.
Project Bulamai donated $34,000 to St. John's Association to begin planning and preparations for setting up the Nandi base. The first step is to locate a suitable site or premises where the services of St. John's will be centered.
The fashion show had attracted some of Fiji's renowned designers. Christopher Chand, FBC News.
And on that note, Akosita Tale joins us now for sports.
Thanks, Jackie. The FIBA Under-19 Oceania Basketball Championships is now underway, and Athletics Fiji holds training for volunteers. That and more coming up in Sports News.
It's now 6 o'clock right here on Big Breakfast, Today FM, today's hit music.
Hey, I'm Pauline.
And I'm Alan. Tune in to The Breakfast Show on Today FM with Pauline and I every weekday morning.
From 6 a.m. to 9 a.m.
Right here on Today FM, today's hit music.
Today FM, today's hit music.
The FIBA Under-19 Oceania Basketball Championships officially got underway in Suva today. The 10 teams participating, including Fiji, were given a warm welcome before their games began. Josephine Navula has the details.
The teams arrived in their full attire to witness the opening ceremony of the FIBA USP Under-19 Oceania Championships. Chief guest at the ceremony, Minister of Youth and Sports, Lysinia Tuitumbo, says it is an honor for the country to host such international events.
So I personally would like to thank FIBA for granting Fiji the rights to host these events. It means a lot not only to the basketball community, but also to all of us who are involved in sports and in national development.
Tuitumbo adds they look forward in hosting more international events in the country.
Hosting such international sanctioned tournament, I believe that Fiji needs to work more harder with great perseverance to enhance our international sports events.
FIBA Oceania President Burton Shipley assured the players they will learn a lot in the week-long tournament.
To all of you athletes, the coming week will be fun, it will be challenging, and you will learn a lot about yourselves. Reputations, confidence and respect will be gained or lost, and a tournament that's this important.
The tournament is underway at the Vodafone Arena in Suva. Josephine Navula, FBC Sports.
The Vodafone Fiji Sevens team management says including new players in the side for the Dubai tournament is not a major worry. With 2 debutants and the return of a veteran, the side is preparing for kick-off on Friday. The management says the new players have gelled in well with the regulars who were part of the winning side in Australia in October.
If we see the team, there's only 2 changes from the last team that went to Gold Coast. We just brought in Chone and Emunoni to replace, and also Nasoni to replace Sete and Nangaliba, who was part of Gold Coast team. Agree that no, we from our side we can see the changes as they have achieved. They step up from another level of fitness from the last time they've been with us.
Fiji plays France in its opening match at 6:44 p.m. on Friday before meeting Brazil at 9:44 p.m. The last pool match is against Argentina at 1:52 a.m. on Saturday. You can watch the Dubai Sevens live on Fbctv from Friday. Coaches from 6 Oceania football nations are taking part in a B license training course which started in Suva today. The course is to enhance coaching knowledge in the region so that players get the best coaching possible.
B license level is an advanced course, and we know we have to prepare the future of football in Oceania, and we believe we must develop better coaches if we want to develop better players and better teams. And today that's the second B license, UFC B license. The first one was in Auckland 2 years ago, and yeah, we will spend 16 days together.
The 16 days training course continues tomorrow at the Fiji FA headquarters. Athletics Fiji is working hard to lift the standard of the sport, and as part of this effort, the organization is currently holding a level 1 coaching clinic for volunteers. Josephine Avula has the details.
It was a good turnout on the first day of the coaching clinic as the volunteers took out their time to learn about the basics of athletics.
They're going to learn the principles of training, specializing different age groups and specializing them into events.
Batimala adds they are targeting the grassroots level.
It is really another level up from kids athletics course, and it's a combination of both kids athletics and, as I've mentioned, the specialized events.
The course is also part of a long-term plan to increase participation in sports nationwide.
This is part of our strategic plan. One of the development goals that we have set is to educate the coaches and also to ensure that we upskill the coaches.
The 2 weeks course continues at the Fasanok boardroom tomorrow. Josephine Avula, FBC Sports.
Meanwhile, Manchester City moved into second place on the English Premier League football points table with a 3-0 win over Southampton. The win also cut Chelsea's Premier League lead to 6 points, and City put up a game worth it to potential title contenders. Here is the action. Fijian football international Roy Krishna scored his second goal of the season as his Wellington Phoenix side thumped Melbourne City 5-1 in the A-League yesterday. Krishna, who has become a regular in the starting team over the past few weeks, was in fine form, netting his second goal in consecutive weeks. Here are the goals. Krishna is also expected to start in his team's next encounter this week. And that was your sports for this evening. Back to you, Jackie.
Tourism Fiji has announced the resignation of its Director of Global Marketing, Ken Freer. Freer, who joined Tourism Fiji in 2013, is leaving to pursue other career aspirations. Tourism Fiji Chairman Stefan Pickler thanked Freer for his contribution to the organisation and for stepping into the acting CEO role for a number of months. The board is currently finalising details of the new acting CEO and acting Director Global Marketing. Pickler says despite these internal changes, the various marketing initiatives across Tourism Fiji's global offices will carry on as normal. Occasional showers affected the country today. Suva recorded 30 millimetres of rain. A trough of low pressure lies just to the west of Fiji. Associated cloud and showers is expected to affect the group till early tomorrow. Lautoka, Savusavu and Lambasa scored the highest temperatures at 30, while Suva and Nadi recorded 29. Showers expected in Suva and Savusavu, fine elsewhere. Some showers over the interior and eastern parts of the larger islands, afternoon or evening showers elsewhere. And recapping our main stories, opposition MP Biman Prasad has apologised to the Speaker of the House, Dr. Chico Luveni, for making a statement in the media questioning the impartiality of the Speaker. Fijians have been advised to report retailers currently charging for the new import duty on luxury items. And Attorney General Aisaid Qayyum says the government has earmarked a number of companies where its shares will be divested. To our poll segment, and here are the results from last week's question. 66% of people who responded to our poll question said yes, they are satisfied with the 2015 national budget. To this week's question, we're asking, should the contract for Fiji's Sevens players be more than $15,000 per annum? Visit our FBC website to take part. Remember, you can send us newsworthy pictures and videos on email citizenseyes@fbc.com.fj or share it with us via Facebook page FBC News. And if you're on Twitter, follow and tweet us your news tips at FBC News or simply hashtag FBC News. That's our bulletin for the 1st of December. We'll be back again tomorrow. Till then, ni mo the mamba.
देश की धड़कन रेडियो फीजी 2 का ये प्रसारण आपके लिए कार्यक्रम में आपका स्वागत हम कर रहे हैं। याद रखते हैं अभी से लेकर रात 12 तक यह सिलसिला हमारा और आपका चलता रहेगा। दृष्टिकोण में आपका हम स्वागत कर रहे हैं। दृष्टिकोण के तुरंत बाद आगे बढ़ते हैं कार्यक्रम में। इधर कहते हैं कि गहरी थी रात लेकिन हम सोए नहीं, गहरी थी रात लेकिन हम सोए नहीं, दर्द बहुत था दिल में पर हम रोए नहीं, कोई नहीं हमारा जो पूछे हमसे, जाग रहे हो किसके लिए या किसी के लिए सोए नहीं। याद रखते गीत संगीत का तकाजा आपके लिए रात 12 तक आपको हम सोने नहीं देंगे। महकती रातें हर सोमवार से लेकर शुक्रवार तक रात 7 से लेकर 12 के बीच रेडियो फीजी 2 देश की धड़कन पर रविंद्र सिंह के साथ।